Growing up working in the bars of South Boston, I learned one thing. Sit down with a stranger and a couple of cocktails, and the whole world opens up. I'm Jack Maxwell. I'm in search of the world's most interesting drinks and the people who drink them. That's why they call me the Booze Traveler. Yes, history is alive and well in Tennessee, for some more than others. The state is home to 11 different Civil War reenactment groups, putting the average number of old-timey beards at dangerously high levels, like Portland High. Fun fact, booze helped save the Union. Abe Lincoln, the real one, put a tax on whiskey to pay for the Civil War. Another thing booze saved? Baseball. Skip! This is baseball historian Skip Nipper. We're at the Bicentennial Mall State Park in downtown Nashville, where a group of guys have gathered to play baseball the same way they did 150 years ago. I know there's a big connection between baseball and beer.
Well, you know, if you think about where the ballparks were placed, they were placed in either a marshy area or the end of a railroad line or near the red light district or where the taverns were located.
Forget peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Most of us can't imagine baseball without beer. But when the game first got going, players and fans could only grab a cold one at bars outside the ballpark. They were forbidden inside. That's right, the National League, baseball's first professional organization, banned beer. That's just downright un-American.
There's a story about an owner in 1882 who owned the St. Louis Club, who was actually also owned a saloon. Fans were coming over to his place to drink beer after the games, and he thought, well, we'll serve beer in the park. He wasn't too happy when they decided to put a cover over the grandstand because he thought it would cool the public. So he decided to put bleachers out in the outfield, uncovered. Gosh, guess what happened? He sold more beer.
St. Louis's success inspired other ball clubs to follow suit, and together they formed a new league, the American Association. Cheaper seats plus booze made it a working class favorite with a working class nickname, the Beer and Whiskey League. Is it safe to say beer saved baseball? Because without beer, you might not have had the crowds.
It's a summertime game. You get thirsty in the summertime.
No surprise, a rivalry formed between the National League and the boozier upstart. And in 1884, they faced off in the first ever World Series. Today's game is a grudge match between the National Maroons and the Highland Rim Distillers. Made-up names that, frankly, sound more plausible than the real ones. Imagine rooting for the Brooklyn Bridegrooms or the Worcester Ruby Lakes.
Hey, Jack, you about ready? All right.
Hey, as long as it's not a Yankees uniform, I'm good. I don't think I've worn overalls since I was 2. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. As a kid, I always had this fantasy that I'd somehow miraculously get called up to the major leagues.
Hey, Jack, you about ready?
Well, it came true.
All right.
Plus or minus a century or two. I don't think I've worn overalls since I was 2. Today, I'm pitching for the Highland Rim Distillers. I couldn't have picked a better team myself. A team that plays a historical version of the game, from a time when booze and baseball first came together. Michael Roadblock Thurman is founder of this vintage league, and like many of the guys here, he's a former player, drawn back by the purity of the game.
Welcome to the team.
With no announcers or scorecards, games started with the teams introducing themselves to the crowds. They call me Jackie the Bean Eater. Get it? Because I'm from Boston? Yeah, they didn't let me pick my own nickname.
The Bean Eater to the line. All right, Bean Eater, stir your stumps. Stir your stumps. On your horse, Bean Eater.
All right, there we go.
Check it out.
What's
Way to
score?
stir your stumps, Bean Eater.
Hey, who's heckling me? Let me try that again, next inning. Like the modern game, we play 9 innings. But the 1864 rulebook does have some subtle differences. Overhand pitching wasn't allowed till 1884. Catch a ball on one bounce, it's an out. Oh yeah, and one more thing.
Get him I'm one of those things they call gloves they're gonna invent in about 10 years.
Baseball gloves weren't introduced until 1920.
All right, Bean Eater, time to shine, baby boy. Throw those stumps, Bean Eater! Right foot it in, Cactus, right foot it in. That's how you do it? Have my hat. Huzzah!
The 7th inning stretch, last call at most stadiums, but this park doesn't allow alcohol, so I guess I'll have to get through it without a beer diversion.
Oh, he's out. Uh-oh. It's getting dicey, it's getting dicey. One more out, we win the game. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, switch. Come on now. 2-2. 2. Yeah! We win it! Woo! Nice play! Nice play!
Back then, they only got one baseball a game. No lucky spectators went home with a foul ball, and in the end, it was given to the winner as a trophy.
I'd like to present this game ball to you, Bean Eater.
All right, Bean Eater. Oh, I'm humbled. Huzzah! Oh, thanks, guys. Huzzah! Thank you. Huzzah! Let's drink.
The game may be over, but these guys honor all the old-time traditions.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Beers after a win?
Hey!
Some things never change. The Flying Saucer in Nashville isn't just a bar, it's a draft emporium. I guess that's an appropriate title since they've got 83 craft beers on tap. The craft beer scene took off in Tennessee a couple of years ago when a tax law changed, making it more affordable for the little guy. Lucky for us. Now there are 11 breweries in Nashville alone, creating beers with names like Sergio's Old Evil Devil Bull Ale, and using locally grown flavors like coffee and sweet potatoes. But the name of the team taps into an old booze trend in Tennessee.
At the time that this team would have existed, there were over 70 distilleries up in Robertson County where we're based in. So that was the obvious choice to go with.
And I feel bad for the distillers having a rookie on the team like that.
You earned your stripes and your nickname today.
Oh, that was great. To base